Yes.
Welcome to the Week 9 review of the BONESTORM Fantasy Football League. Welcome in, Mr. Halo Kevin Heath. He needs it
Hello.
after I put him in the ground with
You
this
did.
game we're about to talk about.
You did. All right, let's cover it. Like you say about the midterms, let's get this over with. All right, we've got Camp Krusty, projected to get a lousy 114. I couldn't even do that. I barely break 100. I am sorry, everyone. I was trying to get it done for y'all, but I came up short. I apologize. Matt scored a whopping 136, which was plenty to beat me. Let's see. You've got 24. Oh, look at the Patriots defense. Without that, you would have lost, sucker.
Yeah, but I had him, didn't I?
Yes, you did. A huge day for your running backs again. Evan Ingram really going off with 1.8.
Hey, he was hurt.
Lord.
In his defense, he got hurt in the game, and they pulled him out.
And Jason Sanders, what is that? 2 extra points. That's it.
Yeah, it was a rough day with that high scoring game for Miami, but I don't know how he only has 2. I watched a lot of that game. I think he might have missed one, so maybe there was like a -3 on top of that. Because there's no way that the Dolphins score 35 points and he only has 2. He must have missed a couple.
He must have. Yeah, he must have missed a short one or something.
Not enough for you. Your kicker got 14 for crying out loud. Talk about overdoing it there.
But look at me putting faith in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That was misplaced, as was my Julio Jones, who may be out on the wire if you guys are interested. Hasn't done SHIT for my team. So
how about that? What was that $100 bid on Taysom Hill?
Oh yeah, that's really paid off. Yeah, he got me 1.1 this week. I needed like 30. Got me 1.1. Oh well. That's all right. I'm back with it. You beat my B squad. Big deal. My top 2 picks weren't even in my lineup. So.
Oh yeah, Najee. I know he's killing it for you most days. So.
He's terrible.
It was a rough day for Kev. Yeah, that Kansas City running back carousel is hurt all of us. Believe me, I've had a couple of them, if not 3. Gino did a great job for you as usual. Miles Sanders, great job. Boy, I should have traded him away from you earlier in the year when you were on your bench. You hated him so much.
Yeah.
And James Robinson was your only other highlight. Yeah, Jalen Hurts comes through as always. Juju looking better every day. Christian Kirk with a nice update. He's had a lot of down days, but one good update. And as you said, that Patriots defense, who I grabbed early and thought they're playing pretty well. I think I'm going to hang on to them for a while. They've done me very well. They've only had only 1 or 2 down games, and a lot of others where they've really done well, outscoring everybody with the hoodie coaching them. So good day for Maddie, bad day for Kev. Maybe we'll meet again in the playoffs. Let's move on to the Poppin' J versus the Wild Peoples. Oh, this is father versus daughter.
Oh man,
so let's see how this ended up.
This was a close one. The Poppin' Jays get it done just by 7 points. It's very close. And I have a comment when we get to standings about Cat, but we'll wait till then. So Jake gets a healthy 160. Mahomes gets him 38. Ooh. That's awfully nice. Devonta Adams, another 38. And 25 from Kenyon Drake. That's really good for just 3 players. Mike Gesicki, you should throw him. Gesicki, yeah, you should throw him in the Gesicki bin. Get rid of that guy. Over on Cat's side, strong day from Kyler Murray, but it's basically a Kyler Murray day, 23. She almost gets 30 out of Tyreek Hill, who may be one of, if not the biggest receivers this year. Dallas Goedert overperforms with 26 and decent scores all the way down. So 153 is nothing. It would have beat you and I, but unfortunately not who she played. Sorry, Kat.
Yeah, it's all who you play. And Jason got a huge bonus with that Kenyon Drake Monday night performance against New Orleans, getting 2 touchdowns for not even the starting running back. I think he might be the backup or the 3rd stringer that got pulled in because of injury. Jay really benefited from that, and Patrick Mahomes had a heck of a day, as did Devontae Adams. In that loss, the Devontae Adams thing was really weird. He had this huge first half and then almost nothing in the second half. So God only knows what he would have had. He would have had maybe who was that guy last week that had over 50 points? Or maybe it's this week. I don't know. Maybe it's Joe Mixon will get you guys over 50 points. But good day. On the other hand, that's a rough loss for Cat. Again, like you said, score 153 beats most of the teams this week. just the two you played, man. You played somebody who got 160, and that's all it takes sometimes. So better luck next week, Kat. Congrats to the Pop and Jay. And we'll move on from there to your sister versus
Your sister.
our
Tommy
newest
Shelby.
addition, the
Terry
Tommy
plays,
Shelby
yes,
Racehorses.
Terry plays Sam. Sam, well
Yes.
done. Gets it done. 135. Terry had a rough day like me, scoring 108.48. So about a half there, 108 and a half. Looking at her lineup, Josh Allen does okay with 22. Kenneth Walker, who you loved, and he continues to do well, just about 30 points. Hilliard, you got to get rid of that dude, 1.8, probably just a bye-week fill-in. Diggs underperforms a little bit with 14.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle, my guy, I should have got him months, or weeks, if not months ago, gets 20 just about. And, 0 from Chase McLaughlin. I don't know what
Andy got killed that day.
Yeah.
So he must have missed one because, again, they did score 3 points, but with him being the kicker, they must have missed another one because he's got 0. So maybe he made one and missed one, and that's what netted him a 0.
And on the flip side, Tommy Shelby, not a lot until you get to Joe Mixon, who scores damn near half of her points. But let's go ahead and look at this. Justin Herbert underperforms greatly with only 13 points. Cordarrelle gets her 18. That's not bad. And
that's great.
The rest of the way down, except until you look at Big Joe Mixon getting 57.1. I believe that's scratching the highest points scored in a single week.
We're going to have to defer to our expert, Jason, our league historian, to see if that is the highest. But that was insane. I think it was 5 touchdowns that day, which was
my Lord.
It was insane to watch again and again and again. You're like, Mixon again? Are you kidding me? That was pretty impressive. I think someone mentioned that Jamal Charles years ago, the old Jamal Charles Kansas City running back, scored 6 in some game, but that was pretty dang impressive with old Joe Mixon. So congrats to Sam, and thank you for being Terry at the top of my division as when we get to standings. That helps me out, so appreciate it. Let's move on to my mom versus the Malibu Stacy's in a tough loss for the Stacy's.
Okay,
well, yeah, off on her, making her score low.
I did. This is another Heath who underperformed in week 9. Good grief.
Yeah.
So Kirk Cousins, not bad, gets her 20. She's completely lost confidence in Tom Brady at this point. Alvin Kamara, expecting big things. He scores not even half of what he was projected to get. Pierce is actually, 16 points, but he looks good. DJ Moore really bad at 4.
Yeah, that was bad.
Highlights. Nothing really to mention. 104. Sorry, babe. You lose to the Braille Bombers, who gets a mediocre day from Lawrence, but a strong day from Eckler. Eckler, another running back that's looking strong as of late. Tight end, wide receiver. Look at that group of flex. That flex lineup. Tight end to flex, terrible. 0.449, but it was still enough. 121 gets the win to 104. Sorry.
It was tough because this was a big bye week for Mama with both Zeke and CeeDee Lamb on a bye. So she was plugging holes with who she had, and a lot of them just didn't turn out. But thankfully, the Seahawks defense over Arizona gave her 17. So that was a nice little boost in the end to help round things out for that game. And like you said, Dawn just didn't score what she normally does. So it's a rough day for Dawn and a good day for Mom as she continues to top that.
She's doing well this year.
Yeah, we will move on to Clemens versus Greggy Weggy.
Okay, Clemens.
Wow.
The Highway 65 Mustangs puts the pedal to the metal with Justin Fields. Good Lord. Chicago out of nowhere, almost 53 points. My Lord, but him and Joe Mixon.
Yeah, Joe Mixon. Could you imagine if somebody had both of them going? They'd have over 100 points with those two guys. Yeah,
that would have beat me. Brian Robinson Jr., still obviously hobbled by the gunshot wound suffered preseason. St. Brown and T. Higgins, that's a nice little receiver combo for 32. I take that every week. And A.J. Brown, another strong receiver. It's like Team WR over here. The rest of the way down, he gets 153, which was plenty to take down Greg. Sorry, Greg. Lamar Jackson underperforms with 19. 0 from Ronnie Rivers.
Rivers? Who?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then Jamichael,
Yes,
Hasty
Jermichael.
with 2.1. He must have had some serious bye week issues.
I think so.
He's got
Jonathan Taylor's out, so Ronnie Rivers takes his place.
Yeah. Tyler Conklin and Marquise Valdez-Scantling, along with his running back, I think scored like 6 points. Gosh, Greg, I'm so sorry.
A rough day for Greg.
89 points for Greg. Good win by Kev. Get him next time.
Yeah, that Justin Fields guy has really settled into his role, and I think they're letting him be himself. And he's running. I think I want to say he had 178 yards rushing that day, in addition to his passing touchdowns, and ran for a long touchdown that was like a 60-yarder. It was an insane day for the Chicago Bears. Be interesting to see how he piles on with this next week and what he does. Let's move to our last game.
Greg must have had a lot of bye week things. Or something.
Well, and injuries. Jonathan Taylor's number one was out. So
that's true.
Let's move on to more of the same. Uncle Todd versus poor Joe. He's the next victim.
All right. Well, Joe's the next victim.
I swear to God, Todd is like Jeffrey Dahmer.
How so?
He's killing everybody that comes into his house.
Oh, and eating them alive.
And eating every one of them.
All right. So Joseph doesn't get much help from Aaron Rodgers, who only gets some 12. He does get a good day from Derrick Henry, who is also very strong.
King Henry.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then looking down the rest of the way, bunch of them scores. On the flip side, Uncle Todd, where it doesn't really matter who he puts in, he gets 21 out of Joe Burrow. And then ETN, I saw that game.
Yeah.
He was running like,
they're feeding him.
Unbelievable. 28 in that game. Not a lot from Deonta Foreman, 4. But then he turns around and Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson almost get him another 60.
Clemens!
I know. Clemens. Kelsey for 22. Palmer, who? 20. Exactly. It's like it never ends with this guy. And he's got Barkley on his bench. He's got Barkley. I don't know. So he ends up getting 186. It's Todd's league to lose at this point. I don't want to crown him just yet. You want to crown him?
Crown him. He definitely has a lot on his shoulders, and if he fails, it'll be the most spectacularly perfect failing ever if he does. We're all hoping for it, Todd, so keep going.
I fear if he loses in playoffs, there's going to be another vote for a 2-week playoff system.
Yes. I can only hope so.
No.
Hold on, Sandy. Okay. Standings are still loaded. I got to figure out. Wait, hold on.
I see it.
I got to figure out a place to. I know that's it. I'm just trying to figure out a place to put this so it's out of the way. I'll just move it over here until you get to them.
No,
so go ahead and start with Brockway.
I can see everything. Okay.
I can't. Okay, go ahead.
All right. It doesn't matter what you see. I read them off. Okay. Over in Brockway, a very tight division, even with some wins and losses. Oh, that was a division game between Kev and Gray. So Don is in first by 1 game and a 2-way tie for second. 5 and 4, worse to first. And the other 2 boys in that one both at 4 and 5. Still anybody's division over there. Let's go to Ogdenville, where we've got some parity there. The Braille Bombers continues to lead that division with a record 7 and 2. Before I say anything, not league leading, but close, 7 and 2. And then trailing way back, you got the Wild Poopers at 2 and 7. Now, I want to comment on that, but let's talk about Sam first. 4 and 5 in second place. Now, Cat, hang in there because you are 2 games out of second and making playoffs. Now, one thing interesting that I did, Matthew, is I took a peek at some of the league standings, and I was curious. I wanted to sort them by what teams score the most points. Guess who's number 4 out of the 10?
Well, it's got to be Cat. You kind of buried it. Yes, I'm guessing it's Cat.
Cat at 1,236. But even more interesting than that, third place has 1,237, and second place has 1,239. She is 3 points away from scoring the second most of every team, second only to Todd. If she had 3, not per game, just 1, just 3 points total.
Right.
So then I go, it's gotta be who she's playing.
Of course it is. Yes. We're not a league that just takes total points, although they do have leagues that do those kind of things or have some weights like that as it gets to the playoff games, which I'm always open to talking about. But it is tough.
No. I'm not making a push for that whatsoever.
Okay.
I was just curious. And number one, by a mile, by almost 70 points, is
Todd.
Cat. No, against. People
against,
have scored.
Points against.
Yes, people have scored when they play Cat. They have scored 1,412 points. Second place is 1,346. That's like 70 points less. So it's just 4 matchups for Cat. I do feel bad, but I just thought that was interesting. And last but not least, I did take a look at the league and sorted it by moves off the wire. And you'll never guess who's at the top.
Todd?
Dickie, Todd, Dickie, Todd, and Sam are all in first with 26 moves through 9 weeks. Well done, I guess.
Hey, we like to play with the wire. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, they have at least made some trades. All your 26 have been off the wire.
We've had a couple of back and forth with trades. Let's move on. We're wasting valuable time on all this deep dive. Let's get to the other. Talk about the other divisions. You talked about one division.
Sorry. Oh, no, I talked about 2. Okay, going down to North.
You're right.
Uncle Todd's Family Feedback have a leaguing record at 8-1 as of right now. Their playoff percentage
between you and
is
Jay.
100%. Good grief! And of course, he's in my division. Both Jay and I traveled are behind, trailing by 4 games. We're both at 4 and 5. Still, anybody can get into playoffs. I'm going to try my best over at Springfield, where a barely winning record wins the division. Losing record is going to probably end up making playoffs. Terry's still out in front after a few bad weeks. She still holds it down. Because,
1 game back.
Yeah, exactly. 1 game back is Dickie at 4 and 5. Next week, if you win and she loses, depending on points scored, you might be in first with a 50-50 record. That is pathetic.
I'm getting there.
But
Joe's breathing on my neck with that 3. I need him a couple games back.
3. Yeah, 3 is crawling up to dethrone.
That's
good.
That's too close for comfort. It's been a rough year.
All right, so that's standings, folks.
All right, let's move on to
let's talk about pickups and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna go on to pickups. Hold on. I'm gonna change the date though. It's probably gonna be from today. So let me go back to the big day, which Wednesday. So let me go back to Wednesday. There were some pickups, but there was nothing really to speak of. That's Monday.
That's October 10th.
Hold your horses, boys.
November.
We're getting there. Wednesday, November 9th. There we go. That's better. Okay, so if you look over here,
quiet day.
Very quiet day. Again, no battles. There was nobody that bid on anybody that lost. Everybody bid and got who they wanted, basically, or it was already gone because Todd was obviously looking to add a quarterback. He got 1, but set 2 just in case the first one was a failure. I picked up Jarvis Landry. Big money was spent on Terrence Marshall, who's looked very good for the Panthers, much to the chagrin of the DJ Moore owners. But those are the 2 big moves. I spent a whole $6.
Matthew bids a total of $7. Mr. Rockefeller. Wow, what happened?
Yeah, well, again, I bid it according to what it was worth. Jarvis was only worth $6.
And how come all of your $100 predictions are for other teams like me? Exactly.
I might have been off on that Kadarius Toney one, but I did get him this year, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, real cool. Go on.
All right, let's move on to this week, which starts tonight. Where we have a game tonight.
Set your lineup.
We have Atlanta versus the Carolina. Now, I don't think you probably watched it, but 2 weeks ago, these exact 2 teams played, and it was quite the exciting game between Atlanta and Carolina. I believe it went into overtime, and there were field goals missed. This is the one where that dumb DJ Moore scored a touchdown and in celebration took his helmet off, which is a 15-yard penalty. You can't do that. You take your helmet off, that's 15 yards. And so their kicker missed the extra point, and they ended up going into overtime and then losing. They would have won had he kept his helmet on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was rough. So anyway, let's go on to our first matchup. Spider Pig versus the Mustang. This is big Mustang. I'm scared of old Justin Fields. That was not fun.
This is a low-key rivalry game. Not quite as much as Jay and myself, but still, low key rivalry. Let's see, Spider Pig has more Qs than they have starters, it looks like.
Yeah.
Pay attention to those. They really like Jalen Hurts, as I did last year. They got him fifth so far, and double digits the rest of the way down. Not too bad. They're expecting 136 out of you. Well, and then going to they think this is going to be close. The spread here is 4.5 points. Let's see what Justin Fields ends up doing. He's projected to get 25. And again, he's got much more strength in this kind of meat of the thing with running backs and wide receivers than you, but you've got some decent flex stuff with Olave. Olave's back in there.
We got Pitts out there. What Pitts are we getting? The Pitts or the Pitts?
Oh, yeah, who knows? Let's see what happens. Going to be a close one. However, that's what ESPN says. I think it's going to be a landslide. Highway 65 wins big over. He's the DeSantis of BONESTORM.
I'm Charlie Chris, and he's DeSantis in this one. Yes, you're right. Yeah. I'm really scared. He made a joke. Columbus made a joke about Robert Tonyan. I'm not afraid of him. I'm more afraid of the one behind him, Mercole Hardman. That guy, as diverse as Kansas City is at distributing the ball, somehow that guy, when they're down around the goal line, they make these weird plays for him where he's running, he's jumping, and they get it to him. He can easily score 20-plus points this week, and so he's the guy I'm really scared of on that squad. But yeah, it's going to be a toss-up. Justin Fields, if he gets another 50 points, it's going to be hard to beat that. So looking forward to that matchup. Kevin will be racing. So he won't see the score until he's in lane or over with the race. But good luck in whatever race you're in, Mr. Kevin. And, break a leg and take it home and put that dirtbag Abshire in the wall if he's racing with you. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, this one's kind of interesting because if you look at, if you squint and you look at the colors, a lot of green check boxes on the Poppin' Jay's team on the right. So the Poppin' Jay is playing against his daughter-in-law, I guess?
Yes. Well, I don't know if they're married yet. I think they're just dating, but yes.
All right, may as well.
Potential possible daughter-in-law.
That's right, I love it. Patrick Mahomes are expecting 30. He's averaging 30, so that's not out of the realm of possibility. They really like Devonta Adams, as do I. And looking through the rest of the scores, Dalvin Cook projected to get 16, David Montgomery 13. So he's projected to get 136, although he's averaging 10 points more than that. On Sam's side, they're expecting a nice day out of Herbert with almost 22 points there. She's got Patterson and Jeff Wilson, who I'm not familiar with.
I'll tell you about him. Keep going.
I know that's not shocker, but nearly double digits the rest of the way down. She's projected to get 120. They don't think it's going to be that close. They got Jay by 16 points. What did you have to add?
Yeah, so I was going to say for Sam's guy, Jeff Wilson Jr., he was one of the lead backs, kind of the lead back for San Francisco that got traded in that CMC deal. So they dealt him over, not back to Carolina, but they dealt him to Miami, and Miami put him in. Literally, he barely was there a couple days. He goes in last week and just tears up. I heard he wasn't very happy to being traded to Miami, not because he didn't like Miami. I think he was just mad at the Niners for trading him, outright. And so he took a little revenge in that game. And I want to say he got 2 touchdowns. He had a huge day. He scored something like 20 or 30 points in our league. It was great.
It's pretty good when you switch, that. You're able to make an impact right away.
Yeah, and Cordell Patterson has been the linchpin of the Atlanta Falcons. If there's one Falcon you can normally trust, it's him. So tonight, maybe he exceeds that average of 16 and goes off against the Poppin' Jays. But we'll see. He's got a really strong team, but anything can happen, like you said, any given Sunday.
They must like Carolina at Carolina because they're really knocking Patterson
down. Did you just say Carolina at Carolina?
Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong
Atlanta?
one. Atlanta at Carolina.
Yes,
they must really like – oh, no, I said it right. They really like at Carolina their defense because they're knocking Patterson down by like 4 points.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like they're good against the run.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that could be it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Good luck to those two teams. Let's move on to your wife and your sister.
Okay, this isn't going to be a good one. Let's say sister-in-law versus sister-in-law. I'm liking this one. Let's look at Terry's team first. Tago in there, which is great to see. They're expecting 25.5 out of him. Stephon Diggs, they like that. Again, here's another situation where they must like the secondary in Minnesota because he's knocked down about 5 points from his average. Not much the way down until you get to my guy Waddle, who I'm never going to get this season. I'll have to get him next year. On the they project Terry to get 137. On the Stacy side, we've got Kirk Cousins still in there, projected to get about 19. Kamara 20. Damian Pierce almost 20. I like this little lineup she's got. Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, all these guys about 13. TJ Hawkinson, depending on which one shows up. And Williams. God, yeah, I'll take this team. She's projected to get 142 over Terry's 137. However, the averages tell a different story. So I think this one's going to be really close.
Yeah, this is interesting for Dawson because, like you said, you mentioned TJ Hawkinson, but did you know he was traded to Minnesota? He's on a new team, and he had a
she's got that double up now.
He was there a couple of days and did awesome in his first game. They're expecting big things from him going forward. I think they're really going to exploit. Oh, here we go, 10 minutes. Okay, I think they're really going to exploit his talent in Minnesota, and I think that's going to be good for Dawn and fantasy players everywhere.
Look at her quarterback; she gets that double up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She also has Jamal Williams, who is my hated Jamal Williams because I have DeAndre Swift, and Williams gets all the dang touchdowns in that stupid team. So good luck to her on that one. Meanwhile, as you said, Terry's got a really tough team with Kenneth Walker, the next.
You like that dude?
What he looks like. He's a heck of a runner. Tony Pollard, very dependent on how they play him and how much they play him. When he had that 1 week by himself when Zeke was sidelined, he had 3 touchdowns. But Zeke's back. Got to cut into that time. How are they going to split him up? I don't know. We'll see how Stephon Diggs does. And Drake London has the same fate as Kyle Pitts. It is literally rolling the dice every week to see are they going to throw to him. So good luck with that one. Waddle, like you said, is the one steady Eddie. So good luck to those two. Let's keep moving. How you doing? Keep it moving. We got 3 to go. We got 9 minutes left. So he's 3 minutes max.
All right, we're good. No problem.
Go.
Okay, we've got the Wild Coopers. They're going to get Murray. It's got a question mark, but I bet he plays. He's at let's see, 20 points for him. And then Tyreek Hill, that's got to be nice, almost 24 projected. However, she's got a couple of bye issues, it would appear. So I'm not giving this score any credence just yet. Kat, don't forget to get this. You've got a few open slots, but strength up above where you do got players in there. Looking at the Braille Bombers, they've got her projected to get 128. Let's see, Trevor Lawrence. Dude, you got to get someone better than Trevor Lawrence in there. Come
Long hair don't care, baby. He's getting it done.
I got people on the bench. Eckler, I'll take in a trade if you want to trade him, although I doubt you will. He's projected to get 20. I think that's under for him. We'll see what happens there. Decent projections out of Godwin and Lockett, as well as CD Lamb, all north of 14. But let's see what Kat does with the team. I think this will be closer. No idea at this point where they're going to land with those 2 open slots because you've got to expect she can get 10 points out of either guy, and that's the the gap between the scores. So who knows?
Yeah. Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see because poor Leonard Fournette, he had such a great year last year. He started off really strong this year, and then he's kind of dipped down as that whole Tampa Bay team has done. Let's see how he does this week. She should be fine with Tyreek Hill, obviously. And again, who knows who she's going to plug into those other spots. Meanwhile, on my mom's side, really the only one you can trust right now on the Chargers is Austin Eckler. So she's got the right guy there. How will Elliott do coming back off that injury? Hopefully well for her. Tyler Lockett's been kind of a steady dude. CeeDee Lamb should be fine. I like the dark horse being Paris Campbell because Minneapolis Colts fired their head coach this week and hired a former center named Jeff Saturday. And he gave a speech that people are all talking about. It's the buzz on Twitter. I think they're going to come out and show out for Jeff Saturday. And I think Paris might have a good day. They may screw up the rest of the year, but I think they're going to come out and really play well this week at least. So look for Paris Campbell to make some noise in that Indianapolis game. He's done pretty well. Let's see if he can continue it. Let's move on to, Murderer's Row. Maybe you're the one that can take it down. Maybe you're the dark horse to Todd.
Oh my God. I noticed that in my last 5 weeks, I played 3 of the top 4 scoring teams. Yeah, exactly. Look at the average here. Okay, let's go to Todd's first. He averages his guys. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 dudes who average or are projected over 20 and average way over 20. So
and this is without Joe Burrow. He's got poor Andy Dalton in.
He could stick anybody in. They're probably going to get 52. All right. Look at the spread on this lineup. But even though it's a 66-point spread, hey, before you say that, I don't have a kicker. So once I get that filled tomorrow morning, expect that to close up quite a bit.
Yes.
I'm still gambling on Geno Smith as of this moment.
Hey, you got to. He's riding him, man. He's doing great.
I know. Maybe I'll get 50 out of Taysom Hill. I'm going to need it.
You definitely will.
It's terrible. I did put in for a kicker. So if anybody's interested in Julio Jones, maybe he's out there tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and call this. I think I got a rough weekend ahead of me. I think as long as I compete, people will be impressed. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah, this is going to be much like most of the other matchups with Todd. Probably not a contest, but you know what? Any given Sunday, I would love to see you be the one to pull the upset on him and hand him at least one loss before it gets to playoffs, because somebody's got to do it. Now we get to Greg versus
we've got
Joseph.
A brother on brother.
Brother Rod.
What do they call it? Familicide, when family members kill another family member?
Fratricide, I think.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know.
Familicide is when they kill the whole family, maybe. All right. Let's look at this. Oh, well, you can't even tell. Lamar Jackson's on a bye, as is his kicker. So, Greg, you've got a little bit of work to do to fix this. Even still, look at that. Greg doesn't have 2 people. The line is only 25. I got a full lineup just about. The spread is 66. All right, let's move on to other teams. Okay, looking down at the rest, Jonathan Taylor, nice. He's back, and they're projecting big things. Nick Chubb, I like that tandem right there. Well done,
Greg. It's a huge tandem.
Like you're getting your strength back, which is good. Looking at the flip side, on Joe's team, he doesn't have a bad. I don't know why my voice is so high. He doesn't have a bad team. He is averaging and projecting double digit for everyone.
That's decent.
So I say, hang in there. It's still anyone's division. Almost everywhere there's still, much like our Senate race, still lots to be sorted out, and it's still anybody's race.
Yes.
So stay in it.
Yes. Yeah, this will be a fun one. I'm sure those two will be chopping it up between each other about how they're doing.
I hope so.
Yeah, it should be good because there's some chances on either side. Like I said, Jonathan Taylor playing for that Indy team. Maybe he plays inspired for his new coach. And Nick Chubb is always pretty dang good. DK Metcalf's having a heck of a year. Boy, Geno likes him a lot. So I'm sure that Greg is happy about that. Lazard is definitely the number one in Green Bay, as bad as they are. At least he's the one getting all the balls. On the other side, Derrick Henry, can't go wrong with King Henry. Adam Thielen's doing okay. George Kittle, when he plays, sometimes he brings home a lot. So let's hope him back in Joe's lineup helps him to a win. And Khalil Herbert, kind of a toss-up between him and David Montgomery. And now with Justin Fields running so much, it's kind of cut into both Montgomery and Herbert's numbers because he's running so much. But we'll see. Should be a fun one. It'll be fun between the brothers. We got about 2 minutes and change left. Any final thoughts? I got a few. I'll give you mine first.
Well,
and you close it out.
Yeah, I'll do the sign off. Yeah, I'll do the sign off at the end. But the only thing I was going to add was, I think you have some administrative announcements to make.
I do.
About this weekend. Isn't there something maybe scheduled?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That we believe there's going to be an outing. We believe Terry's looking into a place. We have a few people committed. We'd like to see more because I'd like to get as many people that can go to go. Obviously, Clemens is out because of the race, but if everybody else can hopefully show up, that'd be great. So we'll see what kind of turnout we have because, something might be shown. And so if it is, we'll see how that goes. Winky, winky, naughty, naughty. And if so, we'll go from there. But hope everybody comes out. Terry will provide the place and all the information. Thank you, Terry. And we'll see where that goes from here. We got about a minute and change. So any other thoughts?
Nope.
We're getting down to the wire. We're halfway through the season. There's still a lot of time left, and a lot of those races, some people are never going to make it to the top. Who cares? It's just getting in the dance.
Yeah,
and a lot of people, everybody, even Kat, still in the dance. She's only a couple games back. So keep playing, set your lineups, keep grinding. You know what we need to get next week? Next week we need to get the trade deadline because I think it's coming up in November sometime, and we're well into November. So next week we got to get that. Maybe Jason can ping that to me because I'm lazy. I don't want to look it up. Anyway, other final thoughts?
Stay classy, Bone Storm.
Yay, Red Rocks, Mars. Oh wait, I hit the wrong button. Dang it.